Breathe in, move, listen. Invite Jesus to your space.
Welcome. We're going to start right in the center of our mat today, uniting with breath. So grab whatever props or blocks that feel good in your body. We want to make sure that we have a stackable ladder to invite breath in so that we have our full lung capacity. Because by crunching down through the spine, or maybe we're tight through the hips, we close off 30% of our lung capacity just like that. So if you need to grab a block or a book at home, blanket, stack maybe behind the back of the hips, where it rotates the hips forward, then that will elongate the spine, open the heart, really connect with your breath. Let's close down the eyes here and just start to unite with our breath for our practice today. That takes us into the different senses of our body and helps us go inside. So creating that presence of breath, not changing the breath at all right now, but just observing it. Where does the breath travel in and out of your heart space? Does it travel in and out of the nose or the mouth? Can you feel it more prominently in the top of the chest or the ribs? Maybe down into the belly. And maybe even visualizing this breath as a connection to your heavenly home all the way in this earth. God breathed life into man and he became a living soul. So literally the breath inside of us is this, maybe this divine lifeline to be able to connect, to calm down the chaos and the chatter, the distractions of the world, and just slowly go inside, slowing down the breath, slowing down the mind, and giving it rest. So connect with that breath presence. Maybe we take a deep breath in here through the belly, let it rise up into the ribs, and then lastly, the chest. Sipping up that last breath like you're sipping through a straw, and then exhale down through the chest, the ribs, and then lastly, the belly. So maybe connecting with this 3-part breath, this breath awareness inside. Maybe you even choose to put a hand on the belly and the hand on a heart to really connect with this 3-part section of breath as we expand our lungs, get them healthy for the day, all the activities that we need to do. Let the breath carry us and bring ultimate health to our bodies and our minds and our spirits. So as we finish this last breath cycle here, this is an opportune time to check in, to set an intention for your practice, something you can intend to come back to over and over if the mind wanders. But if the intention isn't right here in this moment for you now, the breath can also be a drishti or a point of concentration you can come back to. And so pick whatever intention it is for you. And let's just go with this next breath and arrive. Now we've arrived in our practice on our mat. We can take away any blocks or props that we may have, and then just start to parallel breath with movement. So emotions that carry through our body is energy in motion, and it needs to move. So inhale, deep breath in, follow your breath up high to the sky. Exhale, let's descend that right hand to the side, open up through the left. Reach as far as we can and open that left shoulder. As we exhale, pull back to center above, and then take a deep breath in. Good, and then exhale, softly sink in. Go to the part where it's comfortable for you. Let's take another deep breath in and remind ourselves to anchor both of our sitting bones to the earth. Once we start to peel off, we've gone too far, so really anchor it like 2 push pins in the bottom of the earth. And then open the chest and the heart and breathe. Let's take it over to the second side. Deep breath in. Ground down through the sitting bones. And exhale. Feel all of the tension radiate and dissipate through the side of the waist. Good. We'll start to bring this movement maybe a little bit more one side and then the other. And then exhale one more time. We've been here before, so find a little bit deeper space. A lot of times in yoga, we'll revisit postures or asanas to find new perspectives, to really search out the spatial awareness inside of the body. So let's come over to all fours when you're ready. We'll take the shoulders above the wrists and the hips above the knees, stack into a nice tabletop position, and start to make movement through our spine. So waking up the spine, there's no right or wrong, just start to move with your body, taking cat and cow movements or any variation that feels good, because we're just opening and awakening the spine. 90% of the movement of our spine actually feeds all of the nutrition to our brain. So it's really important to move your body daily and multiple times a day. Let's maybe take our hands backwards on the mat to prep our wrists for a healthy practice. Elbows might sink down to the earth. And then we turn them backwards again, just feeling out all of those tendons, metatarsals in the fingers. Open and close the hands to create some strength in those wrists. And then, just like a starfish clings to the rock of an ocean, let's go finger pads and knuckles to our mat to protect our wrists. Tuck up our toes, feel the fleshy part of the feet open. Deep breath in. Start to fill out into the feeling body. Remember to make any organic circles that feels right. If you're ready to tuck the toes, extend the hips high to the sky. Blossom those hips up to heaven above. Sink into the heels. And this is where you would make some good choices too. Connect with your feeling body. Get out of the thinking mind and really transcend into the body. What feels right? Are you taking up space on your mat? Are you bicycling out your heels? Maybe you're generously bending your knees, or you're walking up your mat. There's really no right or wrong. Just really feel into that feeling body. If you're ready to find that space in downward dog, maybe the heels start to extend. The neck is long. The chest goes towards the thighs. Let's generously bend the knees and look to the top of our mat. Take some steps, walks, hops all the way forward. Take up space on your mat into a forward fold. Hang heavy here. If the hamstrings are tight, let's make some adjustments. Grab a block, create space or books. Generously bend the knees, hip hinge through the waist. If you're feeling like you need a little bit more, hands can go to the earth. We can walk it out on the spot. Take that breath into the body. Maybe we even take the hands behind the calves and forward fold. Or 2 fingers and a thumb, yogi toe hold. Pull the elbows down towards away from the body. Any variation that feels good. One more deep breath here. Let the tension flow out of the hamstrings. Inhale, head's coming slow. Up to stand for 3 and 2 and 1. Gentle back bend if it's there. Open up your spine. Exhale, hands to prayer, check in. Tadasana, mountain pose. Find all 4 corners of the earth. Really find that tactile mat, that spatial awareness. Shoulders draw down and back. Dynamic tension through the body. We feel it. It's awakening. It's arising. And then inhale high to the sky. Grab onto the left wrist. Open up to the right side. Stretch through side waist. We've been here before. Again, find a different perspective, a new lens. Inhale, rise center, and exhale, drop into the second side. Next breath, inhale, tall. Exhale, scapular retraction, open your heart. And then exhale, bring it all the way forward, dive it to the earth. Inhale, halfway lengthen. Exhale, soften and breathe. Good. The hips are feeling good. Let's heel toe out and find a malasana. Drop into the hips. There's a lot of different variations here. We can sink all the way down. We can use a book or a block or prop to sit and hold and open this space. If we feel like we're still having restriction, we can be up tall, sink down through the hips. This is an opener for the inner thighs and for the groin area and the muscles there. Open the heart and breathe. Deep breath in. And then exhale. Again, find stillness or any variation of movement that feels good in the body, whether we take an arm extension or we bring it back to center and just hold and close down the eyes. Check in. Start to extend the legs back up. Heel toe those feet to the center. Head's heavy here. Inhale, halfway lengthen. Exhale, plant the hands. Step, walk, hop, however you're going to travel to your plank. We'll do a vinyasa flow. Shift forward. Drop the knees. Elbows tuck in. Chest, then chin. Glide up into the inhale of a cobra posture. Squeeze the scapula blades. Press into the palms of the hand and bring the breath all the way back to your child's pose. That's our modified version of our vinyasa flow. We'll exhale on the next breath, downward facing dog. So take up some more space here, check in. This is time to reset the breath. Figure out where the body is in the moment, what it needs particularly right now. So on our next breath, generously bend the knees. Maybe we'll start to work into the hips here. So take the right leg high to the sky into a single-legged down dog. Stack the right hip over the left. And then look under that left armpit. Circle out the hip, what feels good. Listen to the body, maybe your straight leg or a bent knee. There's no right or wrong. Bring the knee into the belly, tiger curl. Step between the two hands, heel and then toe. When you're ready, drop the knee to the earth. So find your foundation, your support. Find this place where you can split your mat 50-50, front to back. Wiggle the toes, weights in the heels. When you're ready, inhale high to the sky. Dynamic tension flowing through your body. Spark your fingertips. Let's press the hands into the top of the knee. Feel the breath move into the body on the inhale. And sink heavy into the exhale. Good. One more beautiful breath there. And let it go. Left hand's going to drop to the inside of the right foot. Right wing will go high. Give a little twist here. Then windmill the hands all the way back. Inhale, grab for the back leg, or just let it dangle, what feels right. Then windmill all the way back to the front. Shake it out, rest it out. Three-legged dog. Move through your vinyasa flow. This is where you make good choices. If you're full, vinyasa flow, forward, elbows tuck in, scrape the ribs of the body. Inhale, upward facing dog. Untuck the toes. And exhale, downward facing dog. Now, if that's not in your practice today and you'd like to skip the whole vinyasa, feel free to. Never wait for permission. Come to the back of your mat, check into child's pose. Feel what feels right in your body. Know that where you are is exactly where you need to be. Your vibrational frequency is where you need to meet it. And then we raise it every time we step on our mat, every time we move our bodies, every time we breathe, every time we meditate. So let's jump back into our downward dog. If you're ready and you're willing, full belly breath in here. And a nice audible, let it go. Let go of any stress and tension that the body's holding on to. We'll take that left leg up high to the sky. Floss out the hips, stack it. What feels good in the body, whether it's straight legs, bent knees, there's no right or wrong. Explore. Nose to knee, belly thigh connection. Step between the two hands, heel then toe. Drop the knee to the earth. Find that foundational support. If you're ready, we'll drive breath in all the way up. Spark those fingertips. Dynamic tension. Drop the shoulders away from the ears. And then press the hands into the top of the knee and lower down through the psoas. Feel that opening stretch through the hip flexor. Lots of tension goes onto our hips. Lots of emotion is stored in our hips. So can you close down the eyes and allow the body to soften through the breath? Allow the mind to focus on the breath while you let go of the discomfort you may be feeling rise up in the body. Let the thinking mind know it's okay to be here. Right hand comes on the inside of the left foot. Left wing will go high. Extend. Take a little twist through the internal organs. Windmill the hands back, grab onto the back leg, or let it dangle, open the heart. Take that beautiful breath, windmill it all the way down. Take that high, this is your option to flow it out, rest it out, or just be where you need to be in child's pose. Do you need extra push-ups today? Do you feel that need for extra strength? And is that a need or a want? Is it ego versus going inside and really checking into what the body needs in this moment? Let's meet back into child's pose when you're ready. Deep belly breath in. Let it go. So we're opening the expansiveness in our hips, in our thighs, softening through the facial muscles. And then when we're ready, let's go a little bit deeper into the hips now. So come to your all fours. We'll step the left foot to the blade edge corner of the left mat. Work deep into our lizard posture today. So good to work the hips on a daily basis. So maybe we come to the center if this feels more appropriate, or grab a block if we're feeling a little tense or tight, or we move it all the way over to the blade edge onto the pinky, move into the sensations of the block or the earth. Again, there is no right or wrong. The right part is to listen. Close down the eyes, go in, find the tensious areas of the body. Where are you holding tension? A lot of times when we don't release that tension, it will end up showing up as dis-ease in the body physically. So as we move out that stagnant energy, staying with a positive thought, positive mindset, and positive breath, move into the healing body. Feel it. Go where the body tells you to go as you follow your breath. Close down the eyes. Really connect. Slowing things down just a little bit more. Good. Whenever you feel ready, heel toe that back to the center. Maybe we take a little half split to feel the hamstring out. You could hold this a little bit longer if you feel, or if you're ready to go into that second side, let's transfer the right foot to the blade edge corner. Allow ourselves to find our foundation. Where is it? Is it, rights and left sides are different, so we always have to start from the beginning to really feel into that body. Let it tell us where it needs to go, and then be with it. So a lot of times we practice yoga on the mat, and we create all of this artificial stress and tension in our bodies purposefully so that we can deal better with the stress and tension of the real world. So this is your time to really focus on your breath, focus on the discomfort of the body, and allow that mindset to go in, to soften, to surrender. Let the breath be your guide. Can you take a moment and step into the passenger side of the vehicle, your body, and allow yourself to invite Christ to your space? What can you hear? What can you feel? What do you know? And when we have these areas of emotions that come up that we cannot control, can we allow ourselves to let Him, pass it to Him and let, trusting that He can do so much more with it than we possibly could ever when it is out of our control. So allowing us to trust that process and breathe into the space. If you're ready to come back to center, you may choose to stretch it out into a half split or Ardha Hanumanasana. Allow yourself to move through the body and breathe. Then bring yourselves right back over. You could take a flow, you could take a stretch. I'm going to actually encourage you to take just maybe 30 seconds to a minute for free form movement of your body. What still needs to open? I can guide you, but I can't feel what's inside of your body, so this is where you really need to make good choices. Listen, open up the body however it needs. I may even choose to go into Supta Baddha Konasana to open up my hips where they're feeling like they're ready to be open, recline all the way to the earth. There's lots of variations here with Supta Baddha Konasana. One hand can be on the belly, one on the heart. You can actually push down through the top of the thighs too to elongate the spine. You may feel a little pop or sensation as the spine is naturally aligning and lengthening. Or you could just find rest and connect with your breath. Other variations, maybe to wiggle out the hips, find happy babies. If you need some more hip stretch, you could take a nice figure four. These are all just variations and suggestions, but there's no right or wrong. Again, I want you to explore, get out of the movement and the tension of the body before we move into our meditation, our mantra meditation. So it's hard for the body to sit still if it feels tensious or tight. That's why the movement is really important, to move your body before you meditate. Now, if you're ready to meditate, I'll just take you on a little guide. I think I'll sit up on a block today. You could lie down. Anything to keep the spine tall and aligned. Remember, we talked about how when we're not lifted, it actually will decrease the lung capacity by 30% if we don't have a straight spine. So that's why meditation is really important, to sit tall, open the heart, lift through the crown of the head, and then allow yourself to, again, close down the eyes. Feel what feels safe. Allow yourself to create your space, whether that's in visualizing a picture of Christ in your mind or something that is divine, inspiring to you. Allow, maybe even put up that picture in your space around you while you practice. And then we'll just start to check in with the breath again. Just notice it. Don't change it. And this is the last time that we're going to check in with the breath before we move into the mantra, because your focus will be on the mantra itself, not the breath. So the breath is used to calm us, to get us present. And then the mantra is something that you're going to choose that is full of truth, inspiring, positive. Today I'm going to choose something simple. As we move through the practice, sometimes we're listening, then we take action with a mantra to change the attitudes and beliefs in our heads, to get out of that thinking mind and into the feeling body, and to really harness the chatter in our mind. So then that next process is the letting process. When we meditate, really letting ourselves turn our lives over to God, Christ, divinity, whatever that is for you, universe, and then just being okay to be here. So we give the mind a thinking break. The mantra allows us to repeat it over and over in the mind to give rest to the mind, because the brain never stops. And it also helps increase fluency when you add a sacred tonal sound. And a lot of you have asked me, why do you use Chinese? For years and years I used Sanskrit because that's the language of yoga, but it's actually a dying language in the speakable form, communicable language. So I like to use my time as much as I can, and knowing the research that I've done between brain therapy and on my protocol therapy work, is the importance to spark that neuroplasticity in our brain. And foreign language, foreign sound, learning new languages does that. It opens up pathways and helps get rid of the gray matter in our minds and in our brains, which help us live longer. So I use Chinese because Sanskrit is one of the oldest sacred tonal languages, and it's number 3 on the list. I believe Hebrew and Egyptian might be before it, but then Chinese is actually 4th, and it is a tonal language. So you get the benefits of all of that tonal vibration moving through your body, and you learn a language at the same time and can speak it with 1.4 billion people in this world that know this language. So I like to find something that's usable, but is also giving me the health benefits behind it. And for spiritual reasons too. It's great. All languages are beautiful when we can use them and we can share the words of Christ with other people in their tongue and the language of their heart. So today I'm going to choose mine. It will be Chinese. If you want to learn along with me and do it too, I'm going to take that mantra of let God. Hearing it over and over in the mind. Let in Chinese is wrong. And God is Shen. So Rong Shen, Rong Shen, Rong Shen. You hear it over and over and over in the mind, over and over. You can go out loud, bring it inside of the body, take it to a whisper, or completely silent, or bring it out. Your body will tell you. And we're just going to do 5 minutes today. 20 minutes is optimal health, wellness, and all the research behind meditation, mantra meditation, twice a day. So, but show up where you are. Start your frequency where it is. So we'll just take little baby steps, and today will be 5 minutes. So try to quiet down the mind, listen to that breath for a minute. Sorry, don't attach to the breath, because the breath is just moving through the body without having to do anything at all. The focus is on the mantra itself. Here we go. Mantra meditation begins now. Now release the mantra without moving. Just be still. Start to recognize your surroundings, maybe the voices in the room, outside of the room, the temperature of the room, where you're placed in the room. All of the senses of the body. And then if it feels right, maybe you start to bat open the eyes and recognize where you are in the space. Maybe you start to wiggle fingers or toes or move out any tense places in the body. And just be. Remember to commit to memory all that you saw or heard. Maybe commit to memory how the mind feels, how the body feels as you move on with your day today. We'll close off our practice with one beautiful breath. Increase that lung capacity. Biggest breath you've taken all day. Reach for heaven above. Reminding ourselves to hear, to listen. Pull it all the way down into the third eye. This is where we seek for truth. The truth. Seek truth in Him, Christ. And then all the way back down into the heart where we can build upon that foundation on Him. So this beautiful love and light that I am now feeling in my body, and I hope that you're feeling in yours, is the same love and light that everyone carries throughout the earth. So when you're in that place in you and I'm in that place in me, that's when we become one. Thank you for joining Christ-Centered Yoga with me. Have a beautiful and blessed day.